Hey, it's Brendan Quinn, MLive Media Group here alongside Michigan football beat writer Nick Baumgartner at Schembeckler Hall following Wednesday's Brady Hoke press conference in the midst of a week that seems to not want to end. Nick, Brady chose kind of, I think, what I would call a safe route today of sticking by that Michigan stands by the statement, not going outside of that statement, not really getting into any of his personal feelings on anything that happened this week. What was your take on how this all went down? It was brief, about 10, 12 minutes, but what did you take away from it?
Well, he was prepared this time, and like last time, he had a nice couple sheets there with him that he was reading off, but basically he was asked right away if he felt that he was cut off, I believe the word was, and then I asked if he felt like he was hung out to dry by his athletic director on Monday, and he said he didn't. He said that he agreed with everything that was in the statement that was released Tuesday at 1 a.m. or whatever it was, and that took a long time to put together, this, that, and the other. However, it doesn't really answer the question of, on Monday afternoon, when he walked out there and said, to his knowledge, and seemed to be honest in saying this, that Shane Morris did not have a concussion, and that he hadn't talked with Dave Brandon in a day and a half. And then 12 hours later, it comes out that Morris did in fact have a concussion on Sunday, and Brandon had been talking about it all weekend. He didn't answer that at all. So that either further fuels speculation of he wasn't telling the truth, or Brandon did in fact leave him hanging out to dry. And at this point, it's a lot of covering up your butt, I think, right now.
Right, and I think with this being his last availability this week, there's a game on Saturday at Rutgers that the hope can be that over the next couple days, people are already starting to tire, I think, a little bit, or just get a little exhausted by everything that's happening here. That then a game will come on Saturday. There'll be new news to come out of that. For all we know, Devin Gardner could go out and light up the world on Saturday and kind of flip the script on a lot of things. I think at this point right now, that's just the hope and a prayer. That's what's happening here. That there's let's not ruffle any more feathers. Let's just hope that it gets through it on the other side.
And look, and that's the key, because maybe this isn't the environment or this podium or the whatever to sit here and turn this into a complete public, my athletic director screwed me, and I'm going to air that out publicly. And maybe that's not the place to do it. We don't know what's being said behind closed doors, and now we really don't know if he was being completely honest. He said he was.
Right.
And we'll take him at his word. I think you have to at this point, because there's nothing we can do to just, to figure out who knew what or whatever people thought. Right. So I think, at this point, that the goal or the mission probably is to just hold together, to lay low. However, what I'd like to know is, in the locker room, when he's with the team and his coaches and his personnel and the athletic staff is not in there, at that point, are they saying, we're in this alone, together, and we're doing it by ourselves, and everybody else, kind of whatever.
And if it were ever to be public, in this day and age, it doesn't happen at a podium.
No.
In a press conference like this, that's something that happens in a sit-down interview that's televised on a national outlet, things like that. So, the last thing before we get out of here, in terms of football on the field, Devin Gardner will be the starter on Saturday. What do you kind of anticipate him being like? Do you think it's going to be a rejuvenated guy, or do you think there's any chance of him coming out and showing the guy that lit up Ohio State last year and lit up Notre Dame at times and has done all these things that everyone knows he's capable of?
Well, that's the thing. We know he's capable of it, so this is the last chance to prove it.
Right.
How he's handling it mentally, we don't know. We haven't been able to talk to him, but everyone says that Devin's handled it fine. I know what I know about Devin. I know he's a prideful kid. I know he's emotional, and I know he takes all this very seriously, and he works his tail off. I understand that. I know that. His confidence looked shaken, maybe pulling out and sitting down, maybe that helped him. He looked to be playing almost angry at the end of that game Saturday, and looked to have a spark in him. Has this sort of rejuvenated him? I don't know, but I can say this without any hesitation. Michigan will get Devin Gardner's best effort when he's on the field, because Devin ultimately is representing himself along with everyone else, and he's not gonna halfway it for himself, and that's just who he is. That's who we've come to know, and that's how it'll go.
Well, Nick will be there on Saturday from Rutgers. I'll be manning the live chat like normal. Feel free to join us. Until then, for Nick, I'm Brendan. Thanks a lot.